which we give you a full dose of sports news, interviews, commentaries, reports in Cameroon, Africa, and the world. Sports Hour is here to start on Well FM 88.4 stereo.
Hello. Good afternoon, Radio Faithfuls, and welcome for another Wednesday edition of the program Sports over Reality 8.4 FM. My name is Boa Brian, and I'll be your host on today's edition of the program Sports, where we are going to discuss the various CAF interclub competitions, Colombe Sportive, Aigle Royal of Menua, and FC Bolo, how they perform in their respective qualifications for the respective CAF competitions. We'll have those picks in today's edition of the program alongside our sports analysts who are going to debate on how our teams can perform better in the years to come and how the teams who are still in competition can be able to qualify for the eventual event. Joining me for today's edition of the program, I have with me on the technical dashboard Yurish Kemwe. On the cameras, we have Brian Bida for our Facebook Live as well as our live on our YouTube channel. Production assistance is done for us by Evans Williams Jobati. Editorial coaching is ensured by Abel Belasama. Coordination is coming in from the station's manager Roger Kiek, and for general supervision we have the Reverend Pastor Bisai Emmanuel Neil. Stay tuned as I treat you to this gospel interlude.
Only God fit do this kind of thing. He turned my money into dancing. I see blessings overflowing. I can't explain this turnaround, but I am grateful for all He has done. Come and see, come join me dancing, and we rejoice for what the Lord has done. Hey, come and see.
That's why I rejoice for what the Lord has done. Oh my Jesus, you dey do marvelous things. You do marvelous things. Oh, come and see, come join me dancing, and we rejoice for what the Lord has done for me. Come and see, oh, come join me dancing, and we rejoice for what the Lord has done. He has done it for me. He has done it again.
Hour is a sports program in English.
Before delving into today's edition of the program, we take out some time to talk about the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program, MASO, an initiative that has been brought at the disposal of many to elevate many from the shackles of poverty. It has helped a lot of persons, and this may just be your own time to be able to reap off any of the benefits that this initiative brings at your disposal. With MASO, we are currently at MASO Act 6, what we will call the 6th edition, after a successful 5 editions. Registrations are ongoing across all the Group Renapro Finance SA agencies within the country, and even at Royal FM here where you can get yourself enrolled. Royal FM is located at Sapem in Boman, what we call the Firefighters Brigade. Once you're there, you just ask around for Royal FM. They are going to lead you. And once you find yourself at Royal FM, you just ask to get enrolled for the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program. The process is very easy for everyone, and they are going to lead you through all the procedures to get yourself registered for this initiative. The Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program has helped a lot of persons. We've had persons who have benefited from different prizes. We've had material prizes that have been given out to many. We've had cash prizes. We've equally had several other assistance that have been given to many, like the assistance that comes at the Mami Hospital Complex. That the Mami Hospital Complex, as a mutualist, you stand an opportunity to get a discount just by registering yourself for the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program. You have a discount, and this discount doesn't only apply to you. It equally stretches to other persons you are going to select to benefit from the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program. Aside from the health assistance that it brings at your disposal, the other assistance, like legal assistance, do you have any legal battles you do not know how to go about it? At the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program, they can help you to be able to win your cases, legal cases. Whatever case you have, you just need to get yourself enrolled, and then this is one of the things that you're going to be able to benefit. We currently have assistance that will be given to mutualists who are getting married or mutualists who are bereaved. The Mutual Assistance Solidarity Program is going to accompany you in this journey. Aside from those, we have cash prizes which stretch from 100,000 CFA francs right through to 2 million CFA francs. A lot of money that can help you to make it big in your business. It can help you to replenish your business. It can help you to scale your business, or better still, for you who has had that idea but then the finances were not forthcoming for you to see that idea burning. Then with the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program, you stand an opportunity to benefit from any of these cash prizes. Like I earlier on highlighted, it stretches from 100,000 CFA francs right through to 2 million CFA francs. Aside from those, we equally have material prizes like villa houses that can be won just by registering yourself for this initiative. You stand an opportunity to win a villa house all to yourself. You can equally win taxis, personal vehicles, tricycles, and what have you. All these things can be put into commercial service, and at the end of the day would yield profits to you and be beneficial to you and your family. For you to get yourself enrolled for this initiative, like I earlier on highlighted, you just need to go to any of the Group Renapro Finance SA agencies. Once you're there, you ask to get yourself enrolled for this initiative. They are going to lead you through the process, and once you must have registered, you would need to do a contribution of 26,000 CFA francs. After contributing 26,000 CFA francs, it is only then and there that you are eligible to be called a mutualist, and only mutualists can be able to reap off any of the benefits I have highlighted. With the mutual assistance, like I earlier on said, there are a lot of things you stand to benefit: cash prizes, material prizes, or any sort of assistance that you may need in the course of the way. Now, the 26,000 CFA francs you will be entitled to give so that you could be called a mutualist. You must not pay the entirety of the 26,000 CFA francs at a go. You may decide to do the payment in installments. You have those who can pay on weekly basis. You can pay on monthly basis, or you can decide to pay the entirety of the 26,000 CFA francs. It all depends on you. And one more thing to note is that registration process for the Mutual Assistance Solidarity Program has been split into different categories. We have the MASO Classic, the MASO Senior, and the MASO Corporate. For MASO Corporate, here is for those who want to register as a group, collectively, as a jangi, as a family, as a business, In as much as it involves you registering as a group, then you need to register for the Maso Corporate. The Maso Classic is for those who are within a certain age bracket, an age bracket which stretches up to 65 years of age, and from 65 and above, you get yourself registered for the Maso Senior. Those are the various categories for the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program, Maso. For more inquiries on this initiative, you can head over to Real FM to get more inquiries, as well as you can get to us through any of the following numbers: 671-157321, 671-157321, or 640-613842, 640-613842. That is it for the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program, Maso.
Bienvenue à l'Institut universitaire Bissaï. En formation professionnelle, nos filières, sciences infirmières, odontostomatologie, techniques de laboratoire, kinésithérapie, radio et imagerie. Niveau requis, BEPC, probatoire, baccalauréat, avec des stages en alternance sur 20% de théorie et 80% de pratique. Dans un cadre de travail moderne, calme, agréable et studieux, avec un corps enseignant expérimenté et dévoué, sélectionné avec rigueur. Une administration qui met l'étudiant au centre de toutes ses préoccupations et la pratique du bilinguisme qui offre la possibilité d'étudier en français ou en anglais. Rentrée professionnelle fixée au mois de septembre 2025 pour l'année académique 2025-2026. Les majors dans chaque filière seront directement recrutés dans les entreprises du groupe Renapro Finance SA. Institut universitaire Bissaï. Notre campus est situé au lieu-dit Ekounou, garage 2 chevaux, à côté de la gare présidentielle à Yaoundé. Contactez-nous au 693 93 02 31 699 20 63 66 697 26 42 84. L'Institut universitaire Bissaï, créé tout simplement pour votre savoir-être.
Welcome to Bissaï University Institute. In vocational training and field of studies, nursing, odontomatology, kinetherapy, laboratory technique, medical images, required level, the BAPC, probatoire, baccalaureate, GC, ordinary, advanced level, with work-study internship consisting of 20% theory and 80% practical, in a modern, calm, pleasant, comfortable, and favorable environment, with an experienced and dedicated teaching staff, carefully selected, an administration that has placed the student at the center of all its priority, and the practice of bilingualism, which offer the possibility of studying in French in English. The start of the vocational training is set for September 2025. The best student in each field of study will be directly recruited into the group Renapro Finance SA. Bissaï University Institute, our campus is located at Ekounou, precisely Garage des Chevaux, near the Presidential Guard, Yen Yaoundé. Contact us at 693-930231, 699-026366, 697-264284. Bissaï University Institute, simply created for your well-being. At Maso, we simply live our African values.
Sports Hour. Join the Sports Hour is here to Il est 15h.
Voici 2 bonnes raisons d'utiliser encore plus Orange Money.
Premièrement, 0% les frais de transfert. Et deuxièmement, 1% les frais de retrait sur Max Eat. Orange Money.
lango. Celebola nindo lango.
I think it is a fair group, given that Cameroon has played with Cote d'Ivoire 5 times and have won 3, Cote d'Ivoire winning 2. I think the historicity between these two countries is what many Cameroons are going to be seeing.
It's going to be a regional derby. It's always going to be a hotly contested game. We all know the tussle for supremacy in this sub-region. Gabon, just like Equatorial Guinea, Central Africa, Congo, they want to always prove that they have come of age, they have made progress, and they can show that they are better than Cameroon.
Le continent contre la Côte d'Ivoire, the Elephants against the Indomitable Lions. Everyone is looking forward to that exciting fixture. The group has been drawn, and to me it's very fair. So it's going to be a battle between Coach Marc Brice of Cameroon, Coach MS Faye of Ivory Coast, Coach Chiquino Konde of Mozambique, and then Coach Thierry Uyuma of Gabon.
Thank you very much, Yukimwe. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you just joined us, you are on to reality.4fm, and signing in is a sports debate program which comes up every Wednesdays to keep you all updated around the world of sport, and of course bring you valuable debate topics around the world of sports. Coming on today, like I earlier said in my intro, we are going to be looking at the various CAF inter-club competitions where Cameroon sent in 3 clubs in 2 categories. We had in the men's category, that's the CAF Champions League, Colombe Sportif of Jailobo. In the CAF Confederations Cup, Aigle Royal of Menua, who went in by virtue of being finalists of the 2024 Cameroon Cup. And then we had FCA Bolowa, who went for the Women's CAF Champions League qualifiers. Note that all the 3 clubs went in for the qualifiers and not for the competition proper. So had FCA Bolowa, who represented Cameroon for the qualifiers of the CAF Women's Champions League by virtue of being champions of the 2024 Guinness Women's Super League. As of now, we have two of them who have been eliminated from a race to qualifying for the CAF competition itself. We have FC Bolowa, who lost on the very last day against the team from Equatorial Guinea, FC 15 de Agosto, and that cost them a qualification ticket, which means that Cameroon again is without a representative in this competition. Notably, ever since this competition was introduced 5 years ago, Cameroon has never had a representative for the CAF Women's Champions League. It started with Lofmin Prof, stretched through to Aisawa, Leke Girls, and now FC Bolowa. But see, no team has been able to qualify. And then on the other side, you have for the Confederations Cup, the CAF Confederations Cup, where Cameroon sent in Aigle Royal of Menua, who went for this competition because they were finalists of the 2024 Cameroon Cup. They were ousted in the first preliminary round by San Pedro of Cote d'Ivoire. And then finally, Colombe Sportif of Jailobo have advanced to the next stage of the competition. They have advanced to the second qualifying round after beating Giraffe on aggregate by 1-0. So they are going to be our major picks for today's edition of the program. Of course, we are going to have other minor picks for today's edition, the UEFA Champions League Match Day 2, which is going to swing into action today, plus other petty picks to make up the program. I have with me here presently Ebako Rene. I call him Dr. Ebako. Hello, Ebako. It is nice to have you again once more.
Hello, Biwa Boyan. Good afternoon to all the auditors. Good afternoon to everyone, and thank you for having me here today.
Oh, it's nice to see that you have a little bit you have a big touch of French and big touch of English.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah, auditors. I mean, I could tell from that. So, Ebako, tell me how you doing. How are you doing?
Fine. Every supporter of Colombe Sportif.
You are a big fan.
Every worker.
You are a big fan.
Yeah.
A big fan of Colombe.
Then cool. It's true. We had.
But initially, I think initially you used to be a Canon Sportif fan.
Yeah, Canon Sportif fan. It's true that I've had the opportunity to work with most French-speaking clubs.
Yeah, I remember back then. I mean, nobody would talk dirty about Canon.
Canon. Coton Sport of Garoua, and a good number of them. So it's a privilege now for me to work with the champions of Cameroon, which they kind of gave me a title I've been searching for a while, and the international experience too is kind of beneficial to one city.
Dr. Ebako. So tell me, Ebako, before we wait for our other panelists, I think we'll drag it on a little until we get them here. But then, how do you feel Colombe Sportif, they are making it to the next stage of the competition?
It's not a miracle. That's why it's not surprising, because Colombe Sportif throughout the season, I think we had the opportunity to talk about Colombe a good number of times here on radio.
Sure.
Colombe didn't really show a surprising face, because proper preparation prevents poor results. I think it's very applicable to every domain of work, because if you prepare well, you get to present good results. Colombe at the domestic league wasn't really what we expected, because they came out from nowhere, winning the 2024, winning their first trophy in more than 50 years of existence.
Won the Cameroon Cup,
exactly,
won the Super Cup,
exactly, and won the
league itself.
So that is
going again to win the cup.
Exactly, they are into
no, it's not like
finals.
I'm saying that they're going to maybe though.
Exactly, they are into the finals of the Cameroon Cup that will be pitching
they'll face a very tough Panther.
Panther who dominated Colombe on last day of play in Douala, 1-0. So it's something that we are kind of not really surprised, but Colombe has been presenting a good face, presenting a good playing style, and it's of no big surprise.
Of course, of no big surprise. And just joining me, I have with me Fuda Eman, who is just making his way in. Good afternoon, Eman. It is nice to have you again.
It's also good to be here once again to talk about sport.
I can tell perhaps the traffic dealt a big one with you today.
Yeah. Not only the traffic, we're already in the raining season.
There are
places that were rainfalls and everything. So
and also not to forget the presidential elections that's coming up. So the town is kind of very, very busy.
I see. So Herman, how is it? How is the week? I mean, I had you here last week. I had Herman here last week, and it was a great time with Fuda Herman. Have you been doing this week and so on?
Everything is okay. We're just watching how the Champions League is going.
Yeah, you are a fan of which
Real
club?
Real Madrid.
Hey, 5-0. I mean,
5-0. Yeah, on neutral ground, it's kind of very surprising.
And he's one of those who think that Kylian Mbappe is front runner of Ballon d'Or. Is that?
Yeah, he's already a forerunner of Ballon d'Or, and we hope by the end of the season he might win the Ballon d'Or at least for the first.
But
time.
Harry Kane equally has crazy stats. I think stats which can size up with Mbappe.
Yeah, the start will be he can have better stats now for now. But the issue is like when a player from Real Madrid comes with Mbappe, a player with the caliber of Mbappe, Mbappe weighs more than Harry Kane. And at the end of the season, that's why I'm saying that at the end of the season we are going to decide, because you know there are other trophies. Normally Bayern is going to win their Bundesliga.
Yeah.
So normally I think it's a tradition. So Real Madrid still need to have their trophy, maybe the Liga, and see how we can do with the Champions League and everything. And then it's a year for World Cup also. So there's also the World Cup. This is a great year. A lot of competitions, and it's at the end of the season that we can decide who is going to win the Ballon d'Or. But normally Mbappe is already a favorite for the trophy, but we are still very observing and seeing, because we can still have surprise. That's how last year we were looking at Salah. At the end of the day, we saw Dembele coming in January and like so. One never knows. They just pray that God grant him a good health so that he doesn't have injuries that might put him away from the stadium moving for months or something like that.
Now, Herman, let's go into our subject of the day, which is the various CAF inter-clubs competition in the country. 3 representatives for Cameroon. We have just one. I want us to first of all start off talking with the team that has been able to progress to the next stage. Colombe Sportif, is that a surprise? So I recall last time we were here on the program, you highlighted Colombe Sportif. I mean, I don't know if it were you or someone else highlighted that if you have money, organization is good and so on, then you are bound to have good results. So Colombe Sportif going to this to the next stage of the competition, did it come as a surprise to you?
Yeah, actually, it's a surprise because I think this is their first experience.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken,
their first experience, exactly. And they were going up against the most decorated team in Senegal.
And everything like that. And then we understand that, as we are talking about organization, they really organized themselves this year with the sign of Egbetiku, Tawamba, bringing this type of
Jude Eno, you see?
It's Jude Eno.
Yeah, Jude Eno.
Yeah, that's Jude Eno.
Leandro Tawamba.
I think that's a promising talent that was supposed to be in Morocco. I think that was Morocco, and he came back. And we have Tawamba, a player of that caliber that played in Saudi Arabia for years.
Eno was in Nigeria.
Nigeria division.
Nigeria third division. Okay, but at least he's back. He's a promising talent.
Yeah.
And
he showed that with Victoria United.
Like they having this type of players, and we saw the support the elites gave them. I just understand that at least with that support that they had the other day at the Ahmadu Eji Stadium, seeing elites from the South region converging at the Ahmadu Eji Stadium to support them and everything, you just understand that at least they are putting the means in play, they are putting resources in place for them to advance. So it's just normal that we see that they are already having results. So we just pray that they continue again in that same direction in order to represent Cameroon at the highest level again.
Now, I want to look at the structuring. I know you said yes, it came as a surprise to see Colombe Sportif qualify. You look at the first leg, they played the first leg. A lot of people have argued that they did a very good outing during the first leg in Cameroon. A 0-0 draw against Giraffe in Cameroon, and then going away from home to win it 1-0.
Yeah, some people might say that it's luck, but it's also like you also work for it.
But luck is equally a component of
it's
of
also
the game.
a component of the game, and you work for it. If you don't work for it, it can't be possible. You can't probably to achieve. So it means that it's also as a result of their hard work that it happened that they scored 1 goal and then Giraffe couldn't equalize and everything. So I think that's really good, and we pray that they continue in that same direction.
Ebako, Colombe Sportif 0-0 at home, 1-0 there in Senegal. I mean, when they had that 0-0 draw here in Cameroon, were you hopeful that going up against the most decorated side of Senegal away from home, they would size up that victory and then qualify eventually?
Yes. I would like to tell you that back in Cameroon, we were very observant of the team.
Yeah.
Because I remember back in the dressing room, the coach said we could do that. We could qualify for the next stage. Because Stoa had a very pressuring playing style. He said that the fact that we came out with a draw back in Yaoundé does not mean that we had overthrown the opponent. But we were very observant because we knew that we had the potentials, we had the players that could fit in. You remember that back in Senegal, the first 45 minutes, we had an issue in an attack. We had Leandro Ambada was at the center of the attack but faced difficulties. That was to tell you that these players, the Senegalese, had already understood that the standing point of Colombe was going to be Tawamba. So the only way they had to stop him was getting balls from getting to his side. So back in Yaoundé, it showed that so many people were very pessimistic about the fact that Colombe could actually withstand a giant team from Senegal, but I was very, very optimistic that we could go to the next stage.
We have the presence of Lawrence Kide. Lawrence Kide has just joined us in the studio. Hello, Lawrence. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Brian. Good afternoon to my co-panelists. I'm sorry for being late. The traffic has been hectic this afternoon.
The apologies accepted, no problem. Lawrence, we'll go straight into it. I mean, perhaps you were smiling when Colombe got that qualification.
Well, I just saw it as something natural. I mean, because when you do a deep search of the Senegalese side, you realize that the coach just came in. I mean, time for him to put up the players. They had about, I think, maybe 14 new players, and they didn't really have time to form a team. But we know Giraffe is a team that produces good football over the years, and I think last season's Champions League, they made it to the group stages, but when you look at their overall performance, it was globally poor. They had difficulties in scoring goals, so they were really on a descending phase. So I think Richard Toa did a great job by just holding them at home. You know, when you go into the Champions League for the first time, you are faced with an unknown. You don't know how it happens, how things are going to. I mean, when you see players like Vitalis coming in the starting 11 with Onana, they are not there to rush and score the goals. They are there, first of all, to hold the midfield, understand and test the strength of the opponent. And I think once the strength of the opponent has been tested, Richard Toa, he had the magic formula for the return game, and I think it was a big surprise for the Senegalese to see a different Cameroonian outfit, a Cameroonian team out there.
Now, Lawrence, look at the caliber of the squad Richard Toa has. I mean, from the signings and the players they retained. I mean, how would you rate it on 100? The quality of that squad, is it a quality that can get us further or can qualify us for the group stage of this competition?
Well, I think for the quality of the squad, you need a vertebral column. I mean, when you have Hamza and Njomo at the central defense lineup, it's something very, very solid. And you have Tawamba up front. I mean, with Randy Kola at the level of the midfield, you have a strong vertebral column, and to each you can attach now all the other players in order to make a formidable team. But it's the Champions League, it's stage after stage. I mean, when you look at the next opponent, I don't go off.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We apologize for that cut. We had power failures. Lawrence, now you were looking at the quality of that squad, that Colombe Sportive squad. The quality somehow was able to make it through against Giraffe FC, the most decorated club in Senegal's history, and most importantly, an experienced side in the CAF Champions. But then, can this same squad, does it have the pedigree, the quality to search forward to face off other teams, the MCR Jazz, like they are going to be their next opponent?
Well, MCR Jazz is a different story altogether. Has nothing to do with Giraffe. I mean, when you look at, I think we were peeping at the most, how would I say it, the richest clubs
in Africa.
And I think
they are between the top 10.
They are between the top 10. You can imagine what it means and what type of investment. I mean, you have players who are earning 150,000 francs will be facing players who are playing $1,000 or per game. So it's going to be tougher. It's going to be a different game because that's where tactical play comes.
I mean, and most importantly, they have an experienced coach, Rulani Mokwena.
South Africa, Mokwena being coach of that team, and I think they have watched extensively the home and away game of Column of Jan Lobo. So getting into that phase, you need players who have that technical know-how, tactical play. That's where tactical play comes in, and that's one of the big setbacks of our local championship. When it comes to tactics, we are completely lost. That's why we'll say we played, but at the end of the day, we always lose against these guys. You remember Cotton Sports against the other Algerians. I mean, you will turn around. At the end of the day, they will beat you. At the end of the day, you will be beaten. I mean, even to get a draw against them is very difficult. Be it home or away, they come and they play really tactical football.
Like Dokamba. And we are back at It Sports, ladies and gentlemen, Reality.4FM. If you're just joining us, we have had the presence of Kumani David, who has just joined us. Hello, David. It is nice to have you once again.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Brian. Good afternoon to fellow panelists. Good afternoon to our listeners. I want to apologize for coming late. Not my
we already understand. I think Lawrence already made the excuse for everybody who came late. I think he said the traffic as well.
Finally, I'm here. The last time I was here, I think it was a month ago. And that maybe technically you had stuck me from your program. But
no, I can't. No, you know, I have to be strategic in the way I do it. I mean, I have to.
But thank God I'm here today, and hope that the remaining minutes that we have, we are going to share it together.
So tell me, Column Sportive is in the second round. Is this something that you expected, that you're going to pass through Giraffe, especially when they had that 0-0 draw in Yaoundé?
When I watched the first game, the home leg for Column, I had a fear because I was expecting them to win at home, knowing that it's going to be very difficult for them to go through in Senegal. But thank God they did not conceive a goal at home. That was one of the advantages that they had, and they had to go over there to Senegal, I think so, to have a win. I think that is a booster to them. Though I was not really 100% expecting that, but
it's good news.
Yeah, good news with the effort they put in and the signings, and it was good for them to go through.
Ebako, we look at that game. I think two internationals in the starting 11. Though Adams Musa came in the second half of that particular encounter. He happens to be someone who is very experienced in the CAF Champions League. It's definitely not his first time in the CAF Champions League. I think he played with a team in Gabon, Togo before coming out. He had previously played in Ghana before coming to Colombe. You know, we got that goal, and we have a lot of persons. The goal was a fluke. Do you think so?
I don't think so because he had the vivacity of the attacker, because you notice that most of our attackers we played with, whether be it in Yaoundé or be it in Senegal, which Tawamba started, weren't really observant as he was. The least opportunity he had to put in to net the goal he had, he did that. You should that when he came to Cameroon doing a pre-season camp in June, but he came after. He really found it very difficult to adapt himself because he came into a new system. Because
comments on the field that there was, I mean, comment with the comments that this guy plays the level of football that this career I've never seen. Like
if you look at Towa's playing style, you first of all see that physicality and that pressing, and that is the instruction Towa gave him, that the least opportunity you have, and if you can press on all the corners, exactly. So he actually gave into the instructions and he followed it. That's why you see that he was able to score.
Now, when you look at this Column squad, the team that played away, because and the team that played here, we noticed some changes. Someone like Ako Kalistus did not start, but he was here. Jude Eno was not here, but he was there. Rat Adams Musa was not there. And then we had the introduction of Tawamba. How do you rate those two fixtures? Which one was better? Do you think that is because of the changes in the starting 11?
Yes, I would say it's true that at the midfield compartment we had a change. You see that in the return leg we had some fluctuations. Yene had to play 2 roles at the same time. We particularly did not see a Randy that we saw in Yaoundé. Yene had to play the aspect of the receptor and the giver. You see that when he goes to actually seize the ball from the opponent, he had to actually come back to defend. So we actually saw that there was a fluctuation, but immediately Calixtus came in, because I would like to remind that Calixtus was the one who gave the decisive pass. Immediately Calixtus came in. Not only did he play as a midfield defender, but he also played as an offensive midfielder. That is one of the changes that we actually lacked in the home game in Cameroon.
Lawrence, which one was better for you? I mean, because I think there were two different game styles, two different starting 11s. But which one was better for you, and which one is most likely to bring results?
Well, I think Richard Towa plays according to the opponent. We know that basically Colom's game is almost like a kick and rush. Send the long balls up front, and you'll have a center forward who is tall, who is physical, and he's going to get the balls, and the second balls will permit the other attacker to score the goal. So that's basically Colom, because Colom cannot be playing tiki-taka football passing through the midfield. We don't have the qualities from that, apart from the Congolese. All the others are just the Cameroonian type of midfielders or attackers. Country ball, as we could say. So apart from the Congolese, and now you have the Congolese, you have Musa, the Ghanaian. Inoliomba. I mean, these are the players who could play tactical football. So I believe the two games are totally different, and the game in TS was just a reaction of what they saw in Cameroon. So for me, the best one will be the winning one. I mean, they scored a goal back there in TS. So
and did not score. But a lot of people say, I mean, Cameroon, in terms of play, like football that people could enjoy, the one in Yaoundé was better.
Yeah, but because we wanted to invent something that wasn't at our level. I mean, when you are going to see, when we will play the Algerians, we'll just have to send those long balls in front, because we will try at the level of midfield, and we'll realize very fast that it's going to be difficult for us. So we'll have to want to play with what we know we have most, is the physicality. That's what we do. We put the physical impact, and we don't have that speed, that velocity. So you have to look at Musa and look at his qualities and say, Vuemba and Musa, how do you play with this? It's called
Inoluemba.
Mwemba.
Yes.
You say Wemba.
Luemba.
That name is always very difficult.
Countryman in Baku. He's countryman.
Luemba and Musa, these are two additions to Colom of Jan Lobo. You have to look at their qualities and adapt the playing style to these players. But unfortunately, Richard Towa is Richard Towa since 50 years ago, so you will still have the same playing style. You have to put much energy, much physicality, and sustain the rhythm of the game, which is one of the elements, one of the additions of Colom of Jan Lobo, be it in the local championship or be it at the international scene. They always have that sustainable rhythm of the game. I mean, when they can play 90 minutes, I mean, that's why they take players like Ako Kalistus, because those are guys who would run for 90 minutes and never get tired. So that's one of the advantages.
Now, Himanshu, are we going to say power is changing hands in Cameroon football? When one says
des laptops, des avec 9 mois de connexion Internet offert et 1 an de chat GPT+ à gagner chaque semaine. Rejoins le secteur Yamo ou étoile 220 dièse, postule sur yamo.mtn.cm ou paye par Momo à partir de 5237 francs au étoile 126 dièse ou avec la nouvelle Momo App.
MTN, partenaire officiel de la rentrée.
Now, Herman, I was saying, can we say power is changing hands in Cameroon? The last time we saw a team that at least crossed the first qualifier was Kotongspor, 2022-2023, and that year eventually they qualified for the group stage. Ever since then, we've had other teams. Victoria United came in and said, yeah, we can equally seize power. Cologne Sportif is equally coming. And they are proving to go further. A lot of people are happy that at least we have a team that has crossed the first preliminary round. I think after Kotongspor had PWD, who tried and didn't go. Victoria United tried and didn't go. And then now we're having... Fuvu was Confederations Cup, yes. Fuvu was Confederations Cup. So we've had these two teams who tried and it didn't go. And now we are having Cologne Sportif and it almost seems like it's working. So are we going to say power is changing hands? And is it a good thing that power is changing hands? Because when you have Kotongspor, at least because I heard from someone say better than our Kotongspor. Yeah, that time Kotongspor be the win, at least with the qualify for Champions League.
Actually, we cannot really say that because the main problem in football, especially in Cameroonian football, is consistency. And the only team that has been consistent over the year is only Kotongspor. It's true, but these few years, they are not really at the top. But now we see other teams coming and going down. We see PWD coming and going down. We see Victoria United coming and going down. Fuvu and all these teams, like, they're not consistent. And for me, I will not say that power is changing hands, because when you look at these clubs in Cameroon, it's only Coton that is well structured and well organized. Kotongspor that we can see is a really professional club because of the way of the organizations and everything, the way they pay the players, the management and everything is always well organized. So it's only Coton that can say is very consistent. Even if they are not good these 2 years, maybe the next year they're going to come. But we're always happy to see how Cameroonian clubs are really playing on the continental scene, and like we are very happy that Cologne Sportif did this great job, and we still hope that they are going to continue the next encounters, because it's just a victory and the competition is still very, very long, and for them to reach the final stage and all that, like, so we should not just be clapping and be happy now. There's a lot of work to do, and I think that they can just take inspiration from this victory and maintain what they have been doing that is good, that permitted them to reach at that level, to maintain that level and ameliorate themselves for them to reach higher heights.
David, up next is MC Algiers, a regular in the CAF Champions League. And what's most striking is that this time around they have brought an experienced coach. Rulani Makwena has done awesome works with Mamelodi Sundowns. He left for Wydad Casablanca, though it didn't work. Now he has come to MC Algiers. Cologne Sportif, do they have any chance?
No, I will talk as a patriot. You know, anytime Cameroon is playing, even against Germany, I always believe that Cameroon is going to win. But let's face the reality. These Algerian teams, they are well organized. Their championship is currently going on here in Cameroon. We don't know when our own is going to begin. So I think that the Algerian team is on paper. We expect them to have an easy ride over Columbus, but now it's always going to be on the game because it's a football have a fee. It's always good to believe as a Cameroonian that if Cameroon is playing, they might have a chance. We just hopefully they're going to win. The game in Yaoundé is going to be very decisive. If they can have a win or avoid considering at home, I think that they're going to give themselves a chance over there. It's going to be a very difficult game, but hopefully Columbus is going to go through.
Lawrence, which one do you think? Is there any chance?
Well, I think I would give 70% chances to the Algerian and 30% chances for Cologne of Jan Lobo, who could create a surprise, because Cologne passing through the groups into the group phases, for me, it's going to be a surprise on the continent, and it's going to be a good surprise. Let's not forget that Cameroon is 20th on the 5 years club ranking. That permits you to have 2 teams in the CAF Champions League and 2 teams in the CAF Confederations Cup. Mm-hmm. And just the top 11 teams, top 12 teams are eligible to place two teams in this. And Cameroon is 20th. 20th with 7 points. And 20th with 7 points. And I think the 12th team has about 20, something like that. 20 points. So it's really a long way to go for Cameroon to get back to that level. We needed to win the African Champions League and win the Confederations Cup. So already we are hoping that Cologne gets to the group stages so that we can even have 1 point and move from 7 to 8 while waiting to get to even 10 or 15 in the years to come. And it's very strategic, because once you get into the group phases, you earn, I think, about 100 million.
Yeah, there's money.
There's money. Already one phase has passed.
You have money already for qualifying for the qualifiers.
Colombia has made maybe 30 million, because Motepe has come in with a role that at each stage you receive something. So if they can make 30 million, then they get into the group phase and they take 100 million before seeing how they're moving out of the group stage. It's going to create a different phase for column of Jan Lobo, because that's how Cotton Sport did to dominate the local championship, because they go to the group phases, even though they come out last.
The last time they went, it was catastrophic.
They generated the money, and the money serves the club, and they can use that money to dominate the local championship. And I think it's going to create competition. If we succeed in getting 2 clubs at the level of both competitions, it's going to create greater competition and make the league more exciting, because when you have the champion, people are going in for to be runners-up of the league, because at least runners-up, you're already qualifying for the Champions League, and even third, you are equally qualified for the CAF Confederations Cup while waiting for the winner of the Cup of Cameroon. So it creates much more excitement, not like now that, for example, the past season where we knew that as Columbus champion is over. You are second, you are playing with the last, you sell the match to him, and because there is nothing else. Whereas the league has to be competitive right up to the end. So. And it's with the money pouring in at the level of the CAF Champions League and CAF Confederations Cup, it's high time that we have 4 clubs in these competitions, and these clubs will go and get that money and come and rekindle the league.
But Lawrence, what exactly do you think that Colomb should seek to adjust within the short period of time they have? What exactly do you think is priority? They should consider as priority to adjust in the squad to at least ensure that they can even it's 5% to the 30% you gave them.
Well, I think what they have to do is to multiply friendlies with other clubs for the players to remain competitive and start working on tactical play. Richard Toa has 50% of the job to be done, not the players, the coach, to understand how the Algerians play, who is who there, who is going to do what. And I think putting a tactical placement, all his experience of the German, the Kaiser, all the titles he has earned all through the years, he has to put them in execution in this game. So I believe what counts is going to be the tactical play, but locally we have to multiply friendlies for the team to remain to be fit physically and develop a tactical play to counter the Algerians.
Baku, Colombe Sportive, do you see them making it through to the group stage?
You will say yes.
It's kind of very difficult, but I would say yes. I'm still very optimistic.
Like Lawrence predicted.
The Baku's passport is always ready.
I will still be very, very optimistic, for letting aside the fact that we are supporters of the club. But let's face reality, it's not going to be an easy task to fulfill, because you look at the Algerian side, like he said, they are well structured based on the logistics and administrative and every plan.
They play in dollars.
Yeah, they play in dollars. We play in francs. You can imagine we are not even one of the highest currencies in Africa. So that is to tell you how these players will be motivated. Yes, at one point you should at the local level, these players are really motivated because we have support from the elites, even from some of the ministers who galvanize themselves to support these players. So it's going to come as a booster, because some of them have never had this experience before to play at the international scene. Yes, let's not also forget that can be a booster. But truth be told, this is going to be a very, very, very difficult one. But if Colombe succeeds to get into the group stage, it's going to come as a big blow to Cameroonian football, because since 2022 we haven't had such a good contender to represent Cameroon at the international scene.
Big blow.
Yeah, big booster, exactly. Yeah, thank you, sir. It's going to be as a big booster to represent Cameroon.
Okay, now aside from Colombe Baku, we had Aigle. Aigle is out.
Yeah,
you expected Inespa?
Yes, it was kind of very possible, because look at the preparation. it's true that we kind of ended the phase. They ended their championship in a kind of very catastrophic way. But that should not come as a surprise because
you said you started saying ended.
They were informed of the fact that they were to represent Cameroon at the international level.
Yeah.
So it should not come as a surprise to them. They were blaming the league. Yes, it's true at one point the league has not resumed. But what do you do to be able to prepare yourself properly for the international scene? You should not wait 2 months, 1 month to the competition before you start looking for players to sign. I bet you that about 80% of the players they signed last season, this year, did not even receive or did not even answer to the call of the signatures. Just because you see that the club at its personal level was not really prepared. At the logistic level, you go and take old folks like
because myself I was surprised. I mean, the coach said in the press conference that he did not first of all know who San Pedro is, but now
exactly.
But now that he has played them, he now knows them.
When the coach tells you that he does not know who his opponent is, this is secret I would love to
ridiculous.
We at Colombe, we studied as Giraffe. We had to download all their videos, even that of the Shan, because Souleymane Diallo was the coach who led the Senegalese team to the Shan. So we put in a phase that, okay, we had to study each and every player and how we could stop them offensively. But when you come and a coach, you come and tell me that we do not know who your opponent is, that is, it's very interrogative. So yeah, he's not doing his homework as a coach. So that is to tell you that there's a big problem somewhere. Their preparation wasn't good enough. I would like to say that their preparation was responsible for their downfall, because back in Cameroon they conceded a goal, but back in San Pedro they were able to get a draw. So that is to tell you that their preparation was
Lawrence, perhaps since he now knew the opponent, that's why they are able to do something because they were playing around there, they did not know the opponent.
Come on, Wamba Petit Michel hasn't coached an elite club for the past maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, you take somebody who is enjoying his money in the village. Because it's the
say we are qualified
you
for.
have to take someone from the village and say, no, we are qualified for this competition. Okay, you have the diplomas, you are from the village, come and coach. I mean, he has been like 10 years without coaching an elite one club, and you want him to go and coach. He is not even versed with technology and with the understanding that you need to have matches of the opponents and things like that. Those are basic ABCs that your communication unit. That's why we say it's just about organization. And look at the recruitment of Colombe. I mean, you take the center forward of PWD,
Ndifor
Blaise. I mean, that's an average player. You take
Abanke
Eric Nkong from
Ramses
from Fovo Balam, who is going into the regional league. I mean, you take average and below average players and you say you have recruited.
Tony Ashu was denied by Colombe. Colombe did not want to.
Tony Ashu spent practically the whole season without playing. You have these players. I mean, you take players who are they are moving towards the end of their career. I mean, they have attained their peak and they are moving down. Those are the type of players you recruit. Then you mix them with the local players who have been playing the Elite 2 championship, because when you look at it, there's a good bunch of players who are coming from Elite 2, and we know how they rose from Elite 2 to Elite 1 in the playoffs in Douala. I will not go into those details where in Douala and what we saw.
What you saw, your eyes can hold. Yeah.
Well, what you saw, you could just call one name Danga Munze, and it's going to explain the whole story. So, unfortunately, it was everybody knew that they were just going there for formalities.
To go and take that money, I will pay.
Yes, because I think they did their calculations, and like they were about 12 or 15 million expenditure, knowing that CAF is going to pay 30. So even if they don't win, they are going to make profit.
Herman, who would you blame? The management, the coach, or the players? Here are the things that the coach said in the conference, and I was thinking. First of all, the coach, when they won them here in Yaoundé, he started by saying that the players disappointed him, that they don't know how to play. A player does not know the basics. You cannot give 2 passes. You cannot. After he made and said they did not have time to prepare. After he said he did not know the opponents, but now he knows them. He will see what to do, so that when they go there, they win. I mean, Who do you blame? Management,
I
players,
think
coach?
there's management to be blamed, as we were saying. We have a problem of management in Cameroon football. These are the local ABCs that are saying here that a coach should know, like, before playing a team, you should study your opponent. That's why we have a coaching staff. You have a video analyst.
But now we are looking at the coach that I want to use the words of a player, one of the players of the team. Told me that part, the coach that country.
That's a problem, because
now we are looking at maybe study opponent. How does he get to study
the opponent?
Study opponent country coaches.
That's the issue, because when you look at European football, where we're copying from, we're looking at, you see that they are coach that their own knowledge is outdated. Coaches that their knowledge is outdated, because we have modern football, new tools and everything. The technology, it comes in play. You have video analysts for games. You have, and then for even recruiting a coach, I think the club needs to have a scout also. You need to study the profile of these coaches. Taking a coach that have not coached for close to 10 years, that was in the village, that must have even forgotten about football. Maybe he was not even watching.
Last year, not to cut you. Last year, the team that played for Vouye, I was on the field, Penesville, a team in Liberia. They came we saw somebody with a screen. He had installed one thing that was looking at all the cameras. Though Penesville is not like a very solid team, but you could see the effort. They had the
effort. And that's what we lack. We think that is just something normal that we'll just go and sit and play. You study the team, you study the opponent. Even the coaches prepare themselves. You study before coming. You say, okay, you say that this one is responsible for this, the other one is responsible for this. At the end of the day, you post it in a conference. Talk to your players. Put on a TV. Show them who you are going to play. This is how he plays. Tell each of your players that this is how these guys are playing, and this is how you need to counter them. And not like that's how we win games in Europe. That's how we win games in football, in modern football. And these are the ABCs that we don't know here in Africa, in Cameroon in particular. That's what we need to make sure, that these teams that are qualified, they need to make sure that they recruit even video analysts. If people that can even take off this, the staff should be enlarged. Not that you can just limit yourself to 3 or 4 persons in the staff. At least you need at least 5 members of the staff that can take care of all these issues before
sometimes this is an opportunity for these clubs to take some of their family members to.
It's true. That's a problem too that we face, because the management of a club needs to take people that are competent for the job. And I even think that we even go even bigger, because the FECA football, the federation that is in the bit of modernizing football, should also, I think, create seminars, or even create a school, even for a period of 6 months, to train local people or local Cameroonians on how to use these tools or how to do this type of issues. At least I think that is a CAF that is doing organizing this type of conferences that we can apply, that the FECA foot can also help. I think that's where the FECA foot needs to come and play and help us to at least to modernize ourselves.
Just to remind that Anafood used to also launch such services for video analysis.
Yeah, I think that's what we should do, and then they should really majorize this type of things, so that at least we should have many of them on the job market, because we should not be saying that we just have license A, CAF, these things.
Yes, one more petit has his CAF license.
So we just need to go deeper in all the positions of the.
So he needed to bet on the first. When I say bet, it's not like he needed to watch. They needed to play the first leg for him to see the team before he now knows the team that he's playing.
You don't know for an exam, then you don't go to write an exam on it, and then you want to see how the questions that are coming. You need to prepare in advance. You need to prepare before going for the exam. And normally that team has been playing. You just go to the internet, take your phone, you press it on YouTube, you start looking at the matches.
Even on TikTok.
Just even on TikTok, you check it, and then like social media have things that you can even try to even specify what you want to see on that team. They can give you highlights, some kind of things that you might not spend all your time watching it. You just take at least certain things that is very capital for you, and then you just highlight it and show to your players. Not that you don't know the game, and so you cannot feed your fire on the day of on a market day and all the like. So I think we really need to be aware of these things and prepare ourselves for the future.
David, you said you are always patriotic each time a Cameroonian team is playing against Germany. I mean, were you patriotic when you saw Aigle when they first played? Aigle played but 2 friendly games. One against one academy, and then one against Colombia. They won 6-1.
They were happy.
They won 6-1. Now, were you equally patriotic? I mean, you knew somewhere within you that these guys they were going to go somewhere.
No, when I followed the press conference and the coach told me that he did not know the team that he was going to play, I was like, are we really serious? Sincerely, are we really serious? That he did not know San Pedro. But now that he has played the first, now he now knows the team that is playing. I think that our patriotism sometimes is been dampened by some of the way we manage football in the country. When I watched the game against San Pedro and Yaoundé, I had this really spirit of defeat that how will Egeria go over there? They cannot win at home. On home soil, that you have the support, you have the number 12 man. Then we know how difficult it is for Cameroon sometimes to play in Cote d'Ivoire. I just imagine the pressure, but I was surprised that they had to score 2 goals over there in Cote d'Ivoire, but unfortunately it was not enough for them to go through.
Unfortunately, Lawrence. Now, I would like to a little bit, because we are to move now to Ebola, but now. Ebakwe Leon highlighted the aspect of going to get the videos of the opposing team, the other team you're supposed to face, you analyze, work on it. But then, how does it work, or how do you propose for it to work? Because now, even they said Colomb, like Ebakwe said, they had to look for the videos of Giraffe, but Colomb themselves have their own videos on their page. Is it disadvantageous? Because now we're looking, because the next game, MCL Jazz is a team that uses technology in their football. They don't just.
But the thing is that they already have the images of Colomb. I had told Willie Arnold Niate, the media officer of Colomb of John Lobo, long ago. I mean, 2 days before the end of the league, I told him that if you are becoming champion of Cameroon, you have to go down and bring down all the videos of the matches of the league, so that the opponent will not have access to. The opponent will be coming to an unknown territory, and he was like, he's not the one to decide. But he didn't really understand, because teams don't learn from the others. I mean, Victoria United fell into that trap because the Ghanaians had downloaded all the games of Victoria United and had studied it. So the Ghanaians had told Victoria that, we beat you because we had analyzed all your games.
So the coach says it clear in the press conference.
And that's why I was already informing Colomb that this is what happened to Victoria. So please, kindly bring down all those videos. But with these clubs from the Maghreb, when you already play the first game of the African Champions League, it's not only Colomb can close it down from his page. It's not going to change anything, because Giraffe still has it. Pimang football statistic of Cameroon still has it. Alele Lyon, or so many.
Exactly. All those other media that we're streaming.
It's very easy to have them. So now you have to work on yourself. I mean, the opponent knows you, but now you have to work on yourself, work on your strength, and insist on your insist on your qualities. Because it's part of football. We're talking of having video analysts, but I believe Colomb doesn't have a video analyst. Ebako is there. He's a part of the communication. They are there to download and provide all the technical assistance. But now it's left for the coach and his staff. And luckily, at the level of Colomb, it's not just Toa. I mean, you have Campos, you have so many guys who are there. Yeah, all those guys are part of the technical staff, and they do work together. So it's going to be a great challenge. But when you are going into the group stages of the African Champions League, if you have the ambition, you have to put in the means. And why not tell the players that this game against the Algerians, away game, each game is 500,000 francs. Qualification 1 million per player, so that Jomo will be able to cut somebody's leg on the pitch. It's better to invest like that. How many players are there? Staff put in that money, 1 million per player, per staff, to win that game and go into the groups. It's an investment that you can do, and you know already that line 93 of the government has already been wiped out. So people were saying that Colomb uses line 93, 94. These lines have been wiped out. So now it's professional. Do it as an investment. So I believe you need an outstanding motivation to bring the club to victory. And let's not forget that in these same preliminary rounds, Al Ali got beaten by one small unknown team in one of the phases. So it is possible to make it through to the group stages. You just need to keep yourself calm and believe in yourself and motivate the players, motivate them to the highest level. give them 1 million francs at least, so that when you are playing against people who are playing 5 million francs per game, you at least you are somewhere.
Exactly. Now, David, we had 3 representatives for different competitions. The third FC Bolowa for the Women's CAF Champions League. They were going for that ticket, and it was almost likely. It was, in fact, everybody was saying like FC Bolowa was already qualified. By the end of the day, they did not qualify. Disappointment for you?
I think when I was following the league, I already see the team already in the group station, the next round of the competition. But so I did not watch their last game, but the news I received that they didn't finally go through, I think it was disappointing for me, because I already saw them and I did not see a possibility of them being
missing out on
out.
the ticket. Yeah.
I didn't see the possibility of them losing out, but I think that they relied on their lawyers. Maybe they had it as to know I already gone through, and they minimize their opponents, and that's one thing in football that you don't have to do. Every game has to be taken very serious. So unfortunately, they went there and they messed up and they have lost the ticket. Hopefully, it's going to serve as a lesson to them not to rely on their lawyers. I always take each game as they come, and knowing that it's very important for the image of football, particularly female football in Cameroon.
Ebako, I mean, FC Bolowa were clear-cut favorites based on the games they had played in the competition. I think before going to the competition, the favorites definitely would have been someone else, not FC Bolowa. But then when you saw it, they were winning all their games. They won 3 of their games. Just one where they needed 1 point, and then they finally lost that opportunity. You think that they just didn't take that game serious, or it's just football that happened?
It's a difficult pill to swallow, but as a supporter, they didn't really take the game seriously. They underestimated their opponent, and the confidence was too much. Winning 3 games in a competition you're not really used to becomes very hazardous in your way of overlooking the competition. FC Bolowa at the domestic level this season was really fit, even though they went back to Equatorial Guinea with some backup. You saw a team full of potential. You saw a team at the attacking opponents. They were very good enough. You saw the vivacity. But come to think of it, that at the last day of play, where they only need a nil.
The same thing they did in the league this year.
Exactly. Against FC.
They lost a game they were supposed to win and win the league.
That is to tell you that the confidence was too much. They underlooked their opponent and they were like, okay, we can
do have that
this,
kind of Arsenal vibe.
Exactly, the Arsenal vibe. But unfortunately, Manchester United had to adopt the Manchester United with spirit the defeat. So it's very difficult. It's and as a footballer, you should one of the laws. I know there are some Manchester United fans here. But let's just be realistic. Manchester United is not really in a good shape. But I hold no offense against Manchester United.
I think you are sitting around some Manchester United fans too.
I hold no grudge against. I hold no grudge against Manchester United fans. We are all a family, but FC Bolowa had to just.
Il est 16h. Mais on l'aime. Désormais, 0 francs les frais de transfert et 1% les frais de retrait partout sur Max It. Orange Money.
Welcome back. Lawrence, I'll move this one to you. I mean, guys bottled. Can we say they bottled that league, the qualifiers, FC Bolowa?
Well, for FC Bolowa, I'm really surprised, but there was already something pending because their last game against, I think, was it Amica Colom or something like that, where they won 2-0.
Yes, 2 goals. Yes,
it was a little bit trickish because Bolowa was really crawling in order to win that game. They scored 2 goals in 6 minutes, and the rest of the game they were just trying to manage the game. So at least it was a red flag that was already raised to say that something is going on in the team. And when you look at Raisa, Nanga, and all the other attackers, Flora Kamini, these are players who are already aging. You need young attackers. They were winning their first games, and playing every 2 or 3 days for some of these girls, it's very, very, very difficult, especially playing at that rhythm. We are already playing continental football. Those girls are good to play against Vision Sports here to play against all the local sides. You are playing at the Annex Omisport Stadium where you don't even need to run. I mean, you receive the ball, you do the 2 steps and you shoot and you have scored, and you end up, they say Flora Kamini has scored this number of goals. But when you find yourself in a real competitive situation, you realize now that these players whom you call best players are just, they are already almost on retirement. So it's rather unfortunate for a team that just needed a single point. And I think Umi Udo was saying it, the coach, that no, we have learned from the errors of Lekie, who played in RD Congo, and we lost to Tepe Mazembe on the last day of the final, still in such very funny conditions. We come and we repeat the same thing against Kenza Agosto, and we forget that the Equatorial Guinean team, they recruited for this competition. Ndale, who was playing at Authentic and who came and was playing at Amazon Fab.
Yeah.
Ndale, the center forward, was playing there. I mean, you look at the FC Agosto, I mean, you find 3-4 Cameroonian players who were playing at the Guinea Super League. So if you don't do the right recruitments, you end up with such a result, and it's really rather unfortunate that we miss out again this year. And I believe the thing equally is that we have to arrange this story, this stupid story of the person who has won for the other year, the previous year, is the one to represent Cameroon, not the person winning. Let the person who has won the league a few months before go in for that competition. I don't know why, since the COVID, where we take the previous winner.
Yeah.
I mean, you are bringing a Bolova in, whereas Lekie
for glory of 2024.
Exactly, which is rather unfortunate. Whereas it's Lekie who is champion. Normally would have been, if Lekie would have gone in there, it would have been a different story. So next year we will have another big team performing well, and it's Lekie who is going to go there to represent Cameroon. So I think that's one of the setbacks. It's not just the team, it's about the organization of local football at the level of Cameroon, and I think the Women Professional League should see into that, and we should equally give massive support to these teams going to play the qualifiers. And I don't understand, one of the last things I will say about this is that I don't understand how we, Cameroon, being the powerhouse of football in the UNIFAC region, we are unable to organize qualifiers. When you organize qualifiers, the local team doesn't travel. The local team has all what it takes to win locally. You can even put pressure on the referees and you have the results. What does it cost to organize a tournament of 4, 5, 6 teams? So I believe that the fact that we or the federation doesn't take the bull by the horn in order to organize that championship, it's detrimental even to the local champions.
It's been 5 different editions. I think this one that finishes the 5th edition for the qualifiers they're organizing for the Women's CAF Champions League. And it has been dominated by teams from the very first representative was from Equatorial Guinea. I think this should be the second time that's in a team. It has been dominated by the Democratic Republic of Congo and Equatorial Guinea, whereas we call ourselves the giants. We are the giants of UNIFAC, cannot produce team. So what is it to you that you think that these other countries are doing? Because you definitely cannot size up maybe Equatorial Guinea even in local football with Cameroon, but why is it that they are doing that we are not?
They are investing. I mean, Tepe Mazembe invested much in order to get to the final phase of the African Women Champions League. I mean, they even, at the end of the day, they even bought 2 Cameroonian players from Lekie who didn't go back home, who stayed there. Maybe Agosto, they too invested and brought in Cameroonian players. I mean, the other Malabo Queens that won, that qualified for the first year, they went right up to Brazil to bring Brazilian players, and they are paying players $1,000 to come and play the qualifiers. Whereas, how much did Bolova promise the players?
Where?
How much was promised to them? Or they were just promised that they will board a plane. I mean, some of them entered into a flight for the first time, and
I mean, they're happy to be in Malabo.
They're very happy that they have traveled. And that's it. So you see that even at level of the ambition, we are not ambitious enough. Whereas there is equally much money to go there and harvest, because in order to make money, you have to get there where there is the money. And the money is found at the African Women Champions League, is found at the African Men Champions League and the African the Confederations Cup. So we are not ambitious enough.
Hey man, equally like to get your views. FC Bolowa now, they were leading the table with 9 points. FC Vitino goes to 7 points behind. And then they lost by 3 goals, not at least. It's not even 1-0. It's not even 1-0.
The goalkeeper messed up.
It's not even 1-0. I would have said that. It's not 1-0. They lost 3-0. A match that just needed a draw to qualify. I mean, what do you make of it?
Actually, as Lawrence said, it's a lack of motivation. I think the direction. See the management of the club and the players themselves. I think at least it starts from the management. If the management is motivated, I think the players are also going to be really motivated, and they are going to motivate the player, because you having this type of lead, I think, and then being Cameroon, coming from Cameroon, I think we should not lose that type of advantage, and we were supposed, at least even a draw to qualify, we're supposed to do it. I think that what we need to look at now is about our leadership, the management, which needs to be really motivated and motivate the players for them to have good results, especially on the continental scene.
Okay, aside from that, we have the 8 teams have qualified for the Women's CAF Champions League. The host nation is yet to be decided. And once again, just like last term, there will be no Cameroonian team in the race to this competition. The competition equally is not going to have the heavyweights like Mamelodi Sundowns or Sundowns women who made history in the competition, winning back-to-back. This year, we're going to have Tepe Mazembe, who will go in as title holders. We have Gaborone FC that will equally qualified. We have ASEC, Mimosas, ASFA, JK Queens from the Democratic Republic of Congo. JK Queens, FC 15 D'Augusto. Here are the teams that have qualified for the Women's CAF Champions League. So we'll take out some time now to talk about the ongoing UEFA Champions League match day 2, which swings into action today. Herman, yesterday's result, I believe you saw. Liverpool falling to Galatasaray.
Yeah, it was really, at least we're not expecting Liverpool to fall to Galatasaray, but we were really undermining this team of Galatasaray, because we look at them the past 2 years, the recruitments they did. They have Osimhen. They did everything to take Osimhen from Napoli. That was, I think, his value was close to 100 million. Napoli wanted him to at least 90 or 100. But Galatasaray did everything possible to have Osimhen, and they have Icardi, they bought Sani, they have Gundogan, and they have a lot of experienced players that even played at the Premier League, and even if they played a couple of Champions League games, and they facing Liverpool, which has really been overhyped because due to the recruitment. But when you look at Liverpool and the way they play, you might not really see that they are really doing what they were supposed to do, actually. But they are just winning games. For me, I'm also a Liverpool fan, but they are winning games out of luck. It's true, they are strong, they can be strong, but they are not really producing. They are just winning games out just for winning. We saw what happened to them at Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace won them, and all the games that have been winning, they have been suffering to win, actually. Meanwhile, normally Liverpool is supposed to win these games hands down and everything. And
so which one to you is problematic? You hear a lot of
for me, I think that they still need to adapt. There's a problem of adaptation. The players need to know themselves, they need to play together for long.
I hear this.
Coach also need to have there's a certain touch that the coach has not yet put in play that is supposed to do. And you see Isaac that just came. He has not really adapted. He has not really gotten adapted to the team, and he still have a long way to go for him to perform for Liverpool.
David, this evening, Paris was Barcelona. What do you expect from this fixture? I mean, who fell right to you?
I think I'm expecting a fireworks game end to end. These two teams are really strong teams when it comes to European football. Paris being the holders of the cup, and Barcelona, who have not won the Champions League for over 11 years now, will be looking forward to crush Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain has the Ballon d'Or winner who just won the Ballon d'Or, I think, a week or two ago. I think that it's going to be a very, very intense game. And for the newcomers, it's going to be very interesting to watch. I don't support any of the teams. But
you support Manchester United.
It's a pity that we don't have all the players.
I know.
Because this type of encounter,
so we need to have
players from both sides. The best players are injured, but Dembele will not be there. Kamashkila is not going to be there. Marquinhos is not there. Desiree Doué and everything. And you think that Paris Saint-Germain, you look at their
Barcelona on that part will not have people like Gavi, Rafinha, and maybe Lamine. Lamine is not fully fit.
But Lamine is back. I think he's going to start. Lamine is going to start. That's only satisfaction. And I think Rashford will be around. Even if Rafinha is not, Rashford will be around. Barcelona will give advantage to Barcelona because they are home. And you see Paris, their teams is really like you don't expect them to win. So for me, I will go. It's either Barcelona win or the draw.
Dr. Ebako. Wait, which team do you even support, Dr. Ebako? Aside from Colombia,
Barcelona fan.
Hey, so the big people.
You should have both teams when it comes to tactical play. Both teams are on form. Both teams are very good. With Barcelona, who just overtook Real Madrid to be top of the table of La Liga.
Necessary to mention.
Guys have celebrated this like an achievement.
Yeah, it's not really an achievement. It's not an achievement, but it's just a point. I'm trying to step out. You look at PSG, who was also defeated by Marseille. You know, many Marseille fans.
That day was the Ballon d'Or. I know people will not really concentrate.
Many matches have passed, about 2 or so. It's not going to be an easy game, but as a Barcelona fan, automatically Barcelona fans want to carry the day.
Lawrence, which other views do you have? I mean, that's the game of the day. PSG, Barcelona. Which one to you carries greater chance of winning it? You understand that both sides have not less than 4 injuries on their sleeves.
Well, I think PSG remains PSG because they have some youngsters who are always coming up, and when you are the reigning champion, the way you look at the way you approach games is totally different from when you are still struggling to get there. So it's no more the Paris that was always struggling. It's Paris coming in as champion. Paris that has gone as far as playing the finals of the World
Club World Cup.
The Club World Cup. I mean, all that gives you a mindset which is totally different. I mean, when you come into the Champions League, and Paris is not about individualities. It's really a collective team. All what they have won so far, it's true that you have individuals who make a difference, but it's first of all a collective team, and I believe PSG is going to be a favorite in this game.
This evening, we are equally going to see we are going to see our Cameroonian indomitable lion in action, Napoli. I think we're equally going to have this guy with Bayer Leverkusen, Kofane. Hopefully, he'll be in action today. But now, this year, we'll have just 2 Cameroonians in the UEFA Champions League. You expected that Cameroon should have a little bit more, or the number is quite just enough.
I think the number is already at the image of Cameroon football. We are already on a downslope. We are not really performing. Don't have good players. Even Onana, that was at least at the top at a certain level, with United now going down and going to Trabzonspor. I think we've seen that we are really regressing, and we need to go back to work. And the only satisfaction we have on in football now is only the Balibas and the rest. United that is not really going with Buemo, and it's really bad for Cameroon. And when you remember in 2010, I remember there was this statistics that 8 Cameroonians were playing the second round of Champions League. I think with Marseille having the Nkulus, Eto'o, the Matip, and you had at least 8 Cameroonians playing the second round of the Champions League. It was really a blessing. And when you look at it now, we just have 2 Cameroonians playing the group stage. I think that's bad. When you look at the African teams that are represented, Cameroon is not really, it's among the last with 2 players playing this competition. I think that it's already calling us to concentrate, and we need to come back stronger, because Cameroon nowadays is just it's just a mockery. When you talk about Cameroon, people laugh like we don't really bring that fear again in the field, and so I think that we have a lot of work to do.
Lawrence, just to add to this, in a couple of days from today, we should expect Mark Breeze to come out with a list that will play those other games. Those are 2 fixtures for the qualifiers.
It's like you are not optimistic that they are going to go through the. Saying they're going to play the other games. It's like you're just saying that.
I'm just saying they are going to play 2 games.
No,
the remaining 2 games.
The way you said it, the other 2 games. It means
that it's not like I'm not optimistic.
No.
But I believe. I think we all know that the chances. Majority of the chances that
but don't make it so obvious that we are just going there for.
You actually know that for us to have this direct qualification, we need to sit down and pray for Cape Verde to I don't know to draw to lose.
No, they need 3 points. I think they need 3 points. So
if Cape Verde just
they need
5 points clear. They have 5 clear from Cameroon, right?
They need
5 points difference.
5 points.
4 points.
4 points.
Meaning that they need to win. Just one win and
it's over.
So
they are not playing. Cameroon will not play the other 2 games. They are going to play the qualifiers.
Okay, Lawrence. In a few days from today, Mark Breeze will bring out the list of those who play the other who come. I don't have to put inside. We see that. Who play the other 2 games we have in the World Cup qualifying campaign. Now, it has been very rampant on the media. A lot of Cameroonians are saying that we need that number 9 man. Christian Kofane, a lot of people have looked up to Christian Kofane. They are Bayer Leverkusen, Karl Eta-Young. Do you think that these guys should come in? This is time. I mean, so our last 2 games, we don't have to joke. It's not time for experiment. But do you think that he should consider bringing either of these 2 or both of them?
Yeah, I think we followed Karl Eta-Young talking to the French media a few days ago, where he was saying that Baleba has been texting him and telling him to come, and that he's ready to give him the passes that's going to make him score the goals. But now, between those youths who have the ambition of winning the games and the administrators and those who are there with their own ambition, which is not forcefully to qualify Cameroon to beat records, so it's going to make a big difference, because Eta-Young has been there for long. It's not today that he is shining. I mean, he has been around the team waiting to be called up, and he has never been called up, whereas we are insisting of somebody that didn't have a club and who is playing now in.
And I think he even have a very good profile.
Azerbaijan. So I mean, we are playing those 2 games, and let's not forget that the last game is going to be here in Yaoundé.
Angola.
24 hours after the presidential elections. I'm trying to imagine how that's going to look like, but a miracle is possible. I mean, South Africa just lost 3 points because they forgot to field in a player that already had 2 yellow cards. So the miracle too can happen on the side of Cameroon. What's important is win all your games before going to the drawing boards and look exactly what is what. So I believe the squad might include Karl Eta-Young, and he's going to come in to bring in that youthful exuberance, that oxygen that we need up front.
Herman, the issue is not about bringing you will play.
That's a
but he never even played.
He never even played very well, and the problem is that the coach too should know how to position his players on the field. You saw last time he put someone like Magri on the left wing
to do it.
And meanwhile, for me, I see Karl Eta-Young has a very good profile. He's very solid, and he can go to the air. And when you look at his matches, you understand he's that kind of jumper like type of attacker.
You seem like someone who can even contest with the golden boot if he was in a better team.
That's it. I think that's a very good attacker, and he needs to be given the opportunity. If he comes, I think he should be given the opportunity, even if it's only one half. That I think the coach needs to manage, because what made us to lose that game last break, it was the management of the coaching's tactics and style. The coaches don't really know who to replace, who to put in another. I think he should ameliorate that in order for us to win the game.
The coach was looking behind, and Mununga was far there.
He was looking for Cartouche. Cartouche was not beside.
David, are you of the same opinion? Bringing these guys, I mean, maybe just try them, or because we don't have to joke now. You yourself, you said that we still have our chances.
But how can they bring these guys when we want to break a record that has been existing for the last 18 years? They want to break a particular record. So I think that, let's face reality. We need these players at this time. It's a must win games for us to have to win these 2 games left, 6 points, and hope hopefully Cape Verde don't win or draw their maybe it's going to be very difficult. I don't see Cape Verde. They're going to win. They're going to win.
I think they have Mauritius.
They're going to win Eswatini,
and
yes, Libya. So
Libya
the only game
Eswatini at home.
The only game I see them not picking points. It's a game against Libya, but against Eswatini, I think it's going to be an easy ride for them. As I said, we need these players around us. I think that to boost. Even if we cannot top the group, but we have a chance to finish.
Okay, we can still go around.
We have the chance. We have the chance to finish second and be among the first 4 second best.
Okay, thank you very much. That ends it for today's edition of the program Sports of our Reality.4FM.